On the occasion of International Women's Day, we all are here to celebrate and to share stories about successful women around the globe. And as we all are here in Serbia, so we have one of the guests. She is a travel blogger, and she will tell more about herself in a detailed session. So first of all, I would like to again say welcome you all on behalf of the Strandex project. This project is being currently funded by European Union, Horizon 2020, ER Chair for Stretchable Textile Electronics. And let's just start this session on International Women's Day. I had written so many things about this, like how it is started and how and today's our topic. Today our topic is gender equality today for a sustainable tomorrow. And with us we have a chief guest, Jovana, and with her she's accompanied by her fellow travel blogger. She's coming all the way from Pakistan. So Jovana, over to you. Please, can you tell us that how it started from a pharmacy student, like some students are sitting with us here, to a travel blogger, and how this idea came into your mind, like I should travel and spread the message, a positive message about Serbia, about your country, and so how you are creating a social impact on others' life.
So first of all, I would like to thank Hima for inviting us here. I'm very happy to be here and to share our story, because I think it can be like some kind of motivation and inspiration for some of you. My name is Jovana Kvrzic, and if you ask me what I'm by profession, I will tell you I'm a pharmacist. I finished pharmacy studies in Novi Sad, so I lived here for 5 years. And after, I started my PhD at University of Belgrade. I can say my journey around the world has started in 2015, when I was on my first year of PhD studies, and I went on a student exchange to the United States. I went on a work and travel program, and that's how I made my first money to start traveling. After, I was going back and forward to the United States for 5 summers. So I was working there for 4 months, and other 6 or 7 months in a year I was traveling. Let's say maybe 3 or 4 years ago, I started my travel blog. It's called Jovanin Život u koferu, or in English, Jovana's Life in a Suitcase. And let's say maybe 2 years ago, I can call this my job, because that's when I started growing my Instagram audience. And travel blogging and like being an Instagrammer, blogger, traveler, call it however you want, became my full-time job. So right now I'm still on my PhD studies, but I'm kind of trying to decide, am I going to end it, because I only need to finish my dissertation. In terms of getting a USA visa, I was kind of obligated to pass all exams. So I really did a lot for the first few years of PhD studies, and now I'm like trying to see, should I finish it, because I'm not sure am I going to go back to that field ever again, because this is my passion and this is who I truly am. And this, even in a country like Serbia, this can be a real job. So I'm really happy to kind of share my story, because some people are afraid that their hobby or that their true love or true passion cannot be their job. Trust me, it can. So I have visited over 70 countries so far, I think around 77 or 78. And in 2020, in November, I went to Pakistan. And when people ask me why you chose Pakistan, like it's kind of dangerous, it's not for a solo woman traveler. Well, back then, like my ultimate goal is to visit every country in the world. So back then I was like, okay, it doesn't matter which country should I visit next. And it was Corona time, the worst Corona time, November 2020. And Pakistan back then was the only country in the world that didn't require PCR test for Serbians. And yeah, back then it was a huge thing to do PCRs, and and I was like, okay, I'm going to Pakistan. I had no plan. I got my visa 2 days before my trip, and 2 days before the trip, you know, we got the numbers were really high back then, and then they turned it like we needed to have PCR again. So in one day ago I did it, and I got my visa, I booked my flight, and I entered Pakistan. I flew to Karachi, then took another flight to Islamabad. Islamabad is the capital of Pakistan. I had booked hotel for 4 days. I came there, I remember the first night, and I was like, what am I going to do now? I don't know anyone, there are no information, like there are very little information about traveling through Pakistan, because Pakistan is still kind of undeveloped in terms of international tourism, in terms of foreigners coming to Pakistan. So I found one Facebook group, it's called the Female Pakistani Travelers, and I wrote a message like, hey, can you share some Instagrammable places in Islamabad, because I didn't know where to go, I didn't know what are tourist attractions of the city. And she replied, and we started texting on Facebook. She like told me where should I go, and then I just asked like, hey, do you want to meet for a coffee? And from the moment we met, we never separated. So during the whole trip in Pakistan, she was following me and helping me, and of course, like we became friends like in 2 days, literally. Yeah, and I was postponing my ticket. So initially, I was supposed to stay in Pakistan for 16 days. And I stayed for a whole month because that was the longest I could stay because of my visa. I couldn't like kind of prolong my visa, extend my visa. So I was changing my flight tickets for literally 3 times because I said, okay, I go in 3 days and then something interesting happens. It's like, no, I want to stay more. So that's how our story started. And because she was like a great guide through her country, I wanted to host her in Serbia. So as soon as I came back, I started figuring out how can she come here, because it's very difficult for Pakistanis to get visa, especially tourist visa, especially she's a woman. And sometimes that's like we aren't really like aware. Like Serbians, we always complain about our government and passports and everything. But in my experience, for me, I could get visa for any country in the world without any problems. And for them, it's very difficult. Even for Serbian visa, until the last day before our flight, we were struggling. So really it was a struggle. For 6 months, I was trying to get her here. Like it was a really...
The process was too long.
The process was very long. It was very difficult with many papers. Yeah. So eventually now she's here. Actually, she's leaving in 2 days. So we spent almost 2 weeks here. She will tell you where she went and how did she like it. But in short, that's our story. And for me, this is like very emotional. Like even my job is very emotional because I like exploring new places, but I consider myself like as ambassador of Serbia wherever I go, because for example, she never heard about Serbia before. Like many people, wherever I go, when I say I'm from Serbia, they have no idea where is it. And then eventually when we meet each other and when we become friends, I have so many people who I met outside and then brought them here, and now they are exploring Serbia and sharing their experiences to people from their countries. So I think that's actually even more important than just me seeing other world, like, and exploring other cultures. And of course I try to bring other cultures to people from Serbia. So that's something about me, and now I would like maybe to hear her story and to say what were her first thoughts of, like when she met me for the first time, or whatever she, yeah.
Okay. So I'm Maryam, my full name is Maryam Jami, and I'm from Pakistan, Islamabad. I did my master's degree from Islamabad, and afterwards I was working in a bank, and that was not my kind of field. It was not related to my degree. So I switched that job and I started to look for some job in my field, which was not available. The jobs were not available within my city. So afterwards, taking a break from there, I had plans for traveling, but I couldn't travel because in Pakistan, there are travel groups, there are travel companies that take you around the north, and I really wanted to go, but I wasn't sure which company to go with. So initially, I tried to figure out things about is it possible for me to go with a group, or I would be able to enjoy, and maybe. Around October 2020, that was my first trip to North, and afterwards I started loving to travel, and I became more comfortable with traveling and everything about it. So it sort of became my passion over there. And then after after a few days, like literally I came back from the trip, and as Jovana told me, I just got a message from her. And initially I was like so confused, like whether to like go for it or not, because I never hosted a foreigner before. So it was like literally my first experience when we met, and like the moment we met, and we within few minutes we were like totally frank, and we became so attached with each other. And afterwards we like traveled. I hosted and made her experience really different things in Pakistan, because Pakistan is really diverse culture. You will find like there are 4 provinces over there. There are different languages. We are Muslims over there, but we have like diversity of culture. There's like a lot more to explore. She has just explored maybe the literally 30% of it.
It's a huge country. It has 220,000 people.
Just
it's
2 million
huge,
in Pakistan.
yeah.
So it was like literally in a month we couldn't like do much. We went to Sabat, we explored Islamabad, we went to Lahore, then she went to Karachi. I couldn't go there. So like within a month we couldn't like literally explore like 30% of the Pakistan, and we had plans to go to north, but it was like really cold over there. November is like end of autumn and start of winter. So it was really cold at that time, and the flights were getting cancelled, so we couldn't go there. So now our like next plan for Pakistan is like we will go to north for at least like a month or so we can explore all the beautiful places. And Pakistan is everything, like from landscape you can say, from deserts, from mountains, from highest peaks, till like cold deserts. You name it and you have everything. Architecture and cultural heritage, museums and monuments, we have it all. So I would really love she represented Pakistan through her stories. Now I'm representing Serbia through my stories and like vlogs. I'll be making some YouTube vlogs as well. So I want like people from Pakistan, or maybe from anywhere around the world, to visit Serbia now, so they can experience the same thing as I experienced or she experienced while we were traveling.
So starting with Maryam, so you are coming from we call it some backward country where females are not given that much opportunity, and when it comes to travel, you should be positive, you should have exposure. And how did your family allow? What were their reaction? Like, how you can travel?
Initially it was like I told you, when I was like literally traveling Pakistan for north, so I was really like concerned. My parents were concerned. I wasn't getting permission. Like for 1 year I was like literally trying to convince my parents that I need to go and I'll be fine and things like that. But north of Pakistan, I guess it's more safer than any city of like literally more safer than any city of Pakistan in terms of everything. So anyone could like literally go there and travel solo. And so yeah, it took me for almost a year to convince my parents. And then like she came and she went to my home. I hosted her. My parents met her, so like my mom was like okay, she was comfortable with her, like she knew her, that she's going to be with her and she'll be fine. So yeah, but in the process I had to convince them like that I'm going or I have to go, but like majority of my family members didn't knew that, so maybe they would be concerned right now.
It's just different because I think people from Serbia, they cannot really understand how different world is it. Like I wasn't even familiar, even after traveling so much, that it's really like, of course, in my opinion, like we are all the same, but still growing up in a different society, it makes you much different. Yeah, different. So for example, for them to travel, they need to get permission from their parents. And your family is pretty modern, let's say, but still, I was also like kind of concerned, are they going to let her go? Because this is, like, it was your, like, first solo and first international trip, like. And I could understand them, like my parents were really concerned for me when I was traveling to Pakistan, but they know me, so they're like, I don't need to ask for permission. But still, this was for me, I was very proud that they kind of liked me for just those few days that they saw me, and they really let her leave house and, I mean, like completely country, and come here all by herself.
And all the way from the way we came here.
we actually met in Dubai because I told you she needed to get a visa from a country that has our embassy, and in Pakistan we don't have embassy. So the closest embassy was in Abu Dhabi, and I went, that's why I flew to Abu Dhabi to meet with her, to wait for her date in case something goes wrong, and of course this went wrong. So eventually got our visa 2 hours before the flight to Serbia. So that's why I knew it could happen, because you all know Serbian, you know, like papers and then people who were, you know what I want to say. So that's why eventually I decided to go there. It was a good decision. But so now she had like 2 international trips, like to Dubai, Abu Dhabi, Serbia. So you can maybe say where you went in Serbia, which was this have you visited?
We came to Novi Sad before as well. We went to Subotica, Zamun, and Vršac, and
Belgrade.
Yeah, Belgrade, and there's
East Serbia. So
yeah,
we just came back from Jagodina, Despotovac, we visited Krupajsko Vrelo, Monastery Manasija, Grzac. So we did a lot of traveling. I wanted to bring her to mountains, but now I think it's too cold, and I wasn't sure was that a good idea. So now we kind of try to stick more to cities and some more, let's say, some places where roads are fine, so I knew we wouldn't get stuck in snow or something like that.
So Jovana, I hope that your growing up in Serbia was different than Maryam. How was it like growing up in Serbia, and were there any barriers towards like for a female here, and how your parents reacted initially, or whenever you are traveling? I mean, there might be some stereotypes still in the Serbia.
Still, definitely, yes. Still, we are a very conservative society, but I grew up in a family that isn't as conservative. Of course, my parents were really afraid, even when I was supposed to go to United States. They're like, why are you going to go there? Like, you're a pharmacist, why are you going there to be a waitress? Like, you shouldn't go there. They were really afraid. And of course, before each of my trips, they're very concerned and they're really afraid, but they never say, don't go. That's the difference, because here, I've just realized how...
Yeah.
The thing is, here I wasn't aware how free am I until I went to Pakistan. Freedom of choice we have here is huge. I cannot say like our life is better or worse, because here maybe we are like sometimes, I don't agree with everything that's kind of acceptable here, but still the freedom to kind of wear everything you want, to be in male society without any problems, to be just to do whatever you want. It's easier. I can say our life is a little bit easier when we talk about women, definitely. It's not that easy, like of course we are still conservative, there are still places where, like, you know, female cannot do the same job as a male, but still it's kind of better situation than in Pakistan. But what I see, I think Pakistan is also getting more modern, like people used to travel, people see other cultures, people see other ways of life, lifestyles. But still, here I tend to say I'm not a regular female here. Sometimes, like, I'm used to do everything by myself, and maybe a little bit different than other Serbians, because I'm like very tolerant and I'm used to other cultures and I don't judge. And sometimes here, because of all the media pressure, because of way of life, because of you know, wars we had.
Yeah, if you can share, if you can please highlight few of, I mean, those years, how
I also
when growing up.
I was born in Bosnia, so I'm a refugee. So first 5 years of my life I spent in war, and then in 1995 we escaped to Serbia. I don't really remember much because I was young, but still it was, of course, it was a struggle when we came here, and I'm sure even here some people, probably their families are from war countries like Croatia or Bosnia or Kosovo, or you know, those places. So for me, I don't know, now when I think about it, I think it gave me strength. I don't find it like traumatical, and also we had another war in 1999. Still, I kind of appreciate the opportunities that I have, And as more I travel, the happier I am that I live in Serbia, because I know it's really hard and it can be really hard, and I don't agree with everything that's kind of normal in this society, but still we are really privileged when we talk about some Asian countries, some African countries, South America. Our passport is still much better, and just unfortunately by the color of our skin we are privileged. But what's good in Serbia, we don't have those types of we are not racist. I think we are a very welcoming country. Wherever you come from, we will welcome you very well. So I think that's kind of like here, the spirit of people is a little bit more, how to say, but like we are very like welcoming to different cultures. And in some other countries, like maybe even more developed countries, you will see a lot of racism, a lot of nationalism, and different separations.
And how safe is Serbia for traveling, for especially a woman who's coming all alone? Like suppose Maryam was coming all alone and she was not knowing anyone. So is it really safe?
I think it's super safe. I think it's super safe. Like, but also I feel safe wherever I go. I think it's just you need to respect the culture you go in. When I was traveling to Pakistan, I wore Pakistani clothes.
Yeah.
I was of course I wasn't always covered like my hair, but if I know I will go maybe to some more conservative areas, or of course if we enter mosque, I would cover my hair, or I would wear appropriate clothes. I wouldn't go like I go here. I didn't wear jeans, I didn't wear shorts, I didn't wear like sleeveless. I just kind of I was trying. Of course they could see I'm a foreigner, I'm very tall, so that was the first thing. I'm taller than all Pakistanis probably. Hello. But I was kind of trying, so I would say every country. I went to like many dangerous countries like Brazil, Jamaica, I don't know, Colombia, different places all over the world that are considered dangerous, and I never had a problem because I really try to respect the culture where I'm in. I always try to connect with locals, and I think that's the main thing. You should always try to connect with locals, and that will make you the safest.
Okay, over to you, Maryam, if you want to share, like, how was your growing up in Pakistan? Or are there any barriers for women there, or like?
Initially, I guess, like back in like maybe 10 years, there were some barriers, but with the passage of time, Pakistan is really getting modern and upgrading. It's like it does have some values, as you know, it does have some values. We have some like do's and don'ts. Due to religion, due to culture, and other things as well. So, like, it's really difficult to like say what's possible or not. So it's for me, it's maybe more of like attached to the nature of the person, like how he or she takes his like religion or culture and portrays a positive image in like within its own country or wherever they go.
Yeah, I also think it depends on like family, even the part, like when you go to SWAT, all ladies wear burqas.
Yeah.
So
they are covered, fully covered.
They don't feel, like, that's the thing. Even I would say in for example, I was in SWAT, and like I don't mind wearing my clothes, I feel super comfortable here, but over there I didn't feel comfortable.
Yeah.
So what I learned is sometimes it's very difficult to be different. So sometimes like it's not just about this or that society. But like, I can understand even women who want to be different. Like maybe some women don't want to wear burqas, or they don't want to be covered, or they want to do this or that. But sometimes it's very difficult when the society is like this. It would be the same here. If you are covered here, it would kind of be difficult. People would stare at you, they would look at you, they wouldn't judge you maybe, but you would be different. So sometimes it's just easier to kind of be the same. And it's also,
for me, like it would be not comfortable, or if I would be like try to be different over here, like as we are in Pakistan, and like maybe wearing something more maybe showing more skin, and like that would be maybe different for me or not comfortable.
But it's not like, for example, she's very open-minded. But when she grew up in a society where some things are normal and some some things are okay.
That culture.
Yeah, so she still has it inside of herself, and she doesn't just feel comfortable. She doesn't have anything like, I wear bikini, like we went on a beach in Abu Dhabi. I'm in bikini, she's not, because it's not like she's afraid, or she just doesn't feel comfortable. And that was the thing for me. It was really difficult to figure it out because we were in a 5-star hotel in Lahore, and they had a full pool.
Okay.
And we were kind of hired to promote the hotel. And of course, when I brought my bikini, like if I go to a pool, I'm going to be in bikini. I don't mind our men are there or no. But eventually, I just went to a manager and I asked her, hey, is it okay not to be in bikini? I just asked her, is it okay to post photos in a bikini? Because I assumed it's not okay to post photos from that hotel and I'm in bikini. And she was she was like, how can you wear a bikini? She couldn't understand that I can wear a bikini. And then eventually, because I cannot swim in my clothes, she swam in her, like that's normal for them.
She
like,
could have like worn whatever she wanted over there for the pool, but the thing was like they were not comfortable of her posting.
Oh, yeah. And then, but she, what I was trying to say, like she was like really surprised that I can even wear bikini. And then they closed the whole pool just for us. And then we could swim. They like didn't allow men to enter for like 30 minutes. So those are just things that we kind of, because for us everything allowed. Like you want to go topless, you can. You even want to go naked, you can. So that.
Yeah. So my question is like most of the time you guys are traveling. So starting with Maryam, maybe she can talk on this. What is the assumption made by man? Oh, she's a woman.
In Pakistan.
In Pakistan, you can tell in point of view with Pakistan, and she can tell in the point of view.
Well, in Pakistan, I usually go to the north. I haven't been to the south of Pakistan. So for the north, as I said earlier, it's completely like I'm more safe and more comfortable and more happy in the north than I'm in Islamabad or like in Punjab. So over there, like men really respect you. Literally, you are like there's no difference in a man or woman over there. You cannot see many women over there. Like you may see them in the fields working or something, but outside you don't see them. If you go to Gilgit or like Gilgit-Baltistan, Hunzar, anywhere, so you don't find like many women out there working. They may be in the fields or that's it. You may not have that much interaction. So usually whenever I used to take trips to the north, so I used to communicate with men a lot, the hotel managers, the drivers, and everything. But I never felt like anything like weird throughout my experience. Like I have been there so many times. So for me, the north is like really a place to go for a woman. Even if she's like a solo traveler, she must go. If she's from Pakistan or even if she's a solo traveler, many travelers from like foreign travelers are in Pakistan doing solo traveling. So yes.
And where do you?
I also want to say like how I felt in Pakistan. I also felt very safe, and when it comes to men, of course they were staring at me, but I never felt like I'm in danger. They just looked at me because they never, like many of them never seen a foreigner. And when we go to SWAT, imagine like seeing my hair, no, they never like literally saw. So, but it's okay. Like for me, that was a kind of life-changing experience because I could understand some things. And I never like really, because that's a different culture. There, they respect women more. Yeah. Although for us, it doesn't look like that, and we think, oh, they are like.
They're conservative, but
yeah,
for
but
the
woman is everything over there. That's why women don't work. Like it's not like, oh, we don't let them to work. Sometimes they're just trying to kind of protect them, to give them everything, because over there men work a lot, and ladies there to just enjoy. Like, you know, to take
care of the home and children.
Take care of home, yeah. And here we work more than men. And so sometimes, so that's the difference. And here, of course, I get to, because I travel alone a lot, then people, of course, have prejudice, like who is paying, like who is behind the camera, who is sponsoring her trips. They cannot understand how hard I worked to have what I have now. And I always say, if you would know how hard I worked, like even being a waitress, and even now, this is like 24 hours work. I never stop. Like we never stop working. And then I always say you wouldn't really change with me. So here, of course, there are prejudices, and of course, you know, Balkan men, they sometimes cannot understand, and it's, let's say, kind of even difficult to find like a partner because they don't understand. They think like, oh, you go there, you do who knows what, you hang out with other men. But for me, I have so many male friends, and I have so many good friends, and I'm surrounded with good men, and that's why I'm happy. But I know it's it's not easy to have this job. It's not that easy to travel as a woman.
Yeah, nice. So, as you know, that today we all are gathered here on this topic that we are gender equality. When it comes to gender equality, what are your views on this?
Well, I think
How we can achieve this equality thing? Like maybe you can start with your previous job. I mean,
Yeah.
this job like pharmacy.
I never
pharmacist?
worked in a pharmacy, so I just finished university, started PG, and actually I did like we have like practice, like mandatory practice after we like it's internship, like something. When we finish our university, then we need to have like an internship that lasts for 1 year. Now it's 6 months. It used to be 1 year, and then we need to pass a state exam. So that was the only time I really worked in pharmacy. So I always, for me, it's maybe it's not the best question for me because I always saw myself as equal. I even sometimes think I had like better chances or better opportunities because I'm a woman. You know, sometimes for us it's easier to get some jobs. Yeah. And
but I've heard that mostly people here are saying that women are being paid double than their salary. Like
you mean like less? Women
higher.
Yeah, I also think like sometimes I don't know. I never had.
I mean, sometimes it's like opposite in different countries.
Yeah.
Sometimes women are paid lesser and they have to work more.
It's in Pakistan. Like,
in Pakistan, probably yes, but here now we are very like modern and open societies. Of course, you will still find that. You will still find that women are paid less, or I'm not a mother yet, so I don't know. Like sometimes people say about. Being pregnant is very difficult here when we talk about job, and having children is very difficult when we talk about jobs. So I still haven't experienced that difficulties or that kind of problems. We will see eventually. But now I'm trying to do everything for myself, so I'm not dependent. Like so, I can be fully independent for me and my future child and my future family, whatever. So I know no one can kind of control me, and I know I'm fully independent. I have my own money. I have my own house. Whatever I need, and I think it is possible here. It is possible, but still, I don't think we should just say, oh, let's say in the end we are not completely equal, because I think men should be stronger and they should kind of help us in some places. There should be men and women jobs. I don't think women should work in fields or maybe as I don't know some hard, difficult jobs or something like that, but. I think this society does very well in that term, and I think Pakistan maybe will, but in Pakistan we have difference because it's more about religion, not that much about the society. It's about the religion and the way how people see the religion, because we just talk, when we talk about Bible, Quran, all books, everywhere is written the same. Like even she saw monasteries, like ladies are covered there, so it's pretty much the same, but it's all the way how we see it and how we kind of do religion and what
they pray in fast as well, but it's
we have fasts, we have prayers, we have the same, like literally the same. And for me, like I'm like that. I believe all religions are in the deep, they're really the same. So yeah, I think we are fine here.
You want to speak on this, like how we can achieve equality?
Well, in Pakistan,
in terms of maybe traveling culturally.
In Pakistan, there are like so many women that are traveling now. Like they're solo traveling, and apart that jobs in Pakistan, I don't think so. There's like women are getting more. Maybe if more pays than men, I don't think so. That's happening in Pakistan.
Yeah, well, still, like I would say, Pakistan is a little bit behind, but it's coming there. Like I think it's coming there, and I think it's very important to have women, because when I was in Pakistan, I met a motorbiker from like literally she's married. Gul. You probably know if you see her. Now she lives in England. I met Maria. Maria is a hitchhiker, so she hitchhiked through whole Pakistan, and she wears jeans. She's super modern. She married a Russian guy. So I think we need more role models.
More diversity in Pakistani culture. Over there, I guess women, I won't say they are like getting more money, but yeah, on the top like level, they're like majority of the women are there. On the like CEO level or the company heads.
Okay. Okay. So now on International Women's Day, as we all are celebrating today, although it's tomorrow.
Oh, tomorrow,
Yeah, it's tomorrow. Internationally,
Okay.
it's tomorrow.
Every day
But
should
we are
be,
doing
every day should be.
yeah, every day should it be. So,
Yeah.
what can be your message to your audience? Maybe some girls watching you online that because this time UN, I mean, they are promoting this hashtag called breaking the bias.
Mm-hmm.
You can say breaking these stereotypes. So what message you can deliver on this occasion?
Well, I would just say it's very important to follow your dreams, to be aware of your possibilities, to not just, I mean, like me as a woman, not to let society stops you, because everything is possible. And sometimes I even forget it, and I was like, okay, I should, go back, and I'm very capable. I can do many things, and I think we should all just try to use our full potentials, and not to be afraid of what will world think, what will men think. We should do, but not just women, men and women. As I say, we are equal. We should be like mostly equal, and we should just, I say, follow our dreams and do what we are best in. And it's never late to change your career, or our life is, life is one, but still we have a lot of time. And I'm happy that I live in this society where it's completely normal to do different jobs during your life. When people ask me, would you change anything? Like, you finished such a difficult faculty, you studied so much, and now you're like not a pharmacist. And I say, yeah, but those 5 years were fine for me. And I'm very happy, because now what I have, it's all thanks to that faculty, because now I can get my visas easily, because I'm still a pharmacist, And whenever
you graduated from University of
Novi Sad, yes, medical faculty. Yeah, there's like a course pharmacy over there. Yeah, and then I started PhD in University or Faculty of Pharmacy in Belgrade. Okay. In Belgrade, yeah. So I would just say it's never too late, and you shouldn't be afraid to change your place of life, your career, your whatever. Like, we are not tree, we are not connected with roots. We should move, and that would be my message. Like, just try to move and experience different culture. And sometimes we don't even need to travel. Like, meeting you here, I'm sure these people met Pakistan through you. Yeah. And or any other country here. That's why I say, like, what I'm the most proud of is when I travel abroad and then I talk about my country to other people. And then when I bring those people here, like, all of my friends met her, and they questioned, like, they were asking so many questions, and now they are familiar with Pakistani culture. So that exchange, of course.
Yeah, Maryam, say something.
I would say just believe in yourself, and if she said everything actually.
Yeah.
It's the same usually, and to be positive, like be open to whatever it's like coming to your way. Just don't hold yourself back. Just go for your dreams. Be positive. Be more have more tolerance for people, and respect.
And understand, I think for me, I'm so happy because now with as more as I travel, I can understand people. I can understand even politics. Now I can kind of understand more because I understand the society where those people come from. And I always say, if I was born in Pakistan, I would be a Pakistani. And that's the only thing we need to understand. It's not like, don't be that attached. Always celebrate your culture, celebrate your country, celebrate your religion. But just have that in mind. If you were born there, you will be the one. So we are not that different.
Okay, what a wonderful positive message from both of you. Now I would open the house for the audience to ask questions, if you have any. Or maybe share your stories, because we have such a wonderful people sitting with us. We have some researchers, PhDs, postdocs, and coming from different countries, if I can name them, Africa, Asia, United States, Europe. Yeah, we are in Europe. So. Yeah, maybe you guys can share your stories, or maybe if we can.
I really like Serbia. Because everybody's like asking me because
same questions. How do you like Serbia? What is your job?
Yeah, Mary, if you want to say something. Mary, you can first introduce yourself.
Well, I mean, I guess I'll just say where I'm from. So my name's Mary. I'm here on a Fulbright from the United States. So I'm here teaching a few English courses at the Faculty of Philosophy. So I know Hema from our Serbian class. But yeah, it's just super interesting to hear about both of your experiences traveling. I mean, I'm here as a foreigner, obviously, and so it's been really exciting and interesting to get to meet different people and just get a better idea of the differences and also there's so many similarities like wherever you go. And so it's just really good to appreciate that, and I definitely agree. I've always felt very like safe and welcomed here. So yeah, thank you both for
So,
coming here.
what about Serbia? Did you like here? I mean, and how about traveling? And maybe if you, I see your stories most of the time you're traveling,
Yeah.
and you are alone, maybe.
No, I mean I normally do travel with a group, but I always feel very like safe and very welcomed here. I mean, I don't know a ton of Serbian, as you know, from being in class.
Yeah, maybe this region or maybe.
Yeah, but yeah, I've always really enjoyed my experiences traveling. I feel like it does help me have a better understanding of the world and just like how, I mean, being American is a unique perspective in a lot of ways, just because of like history and everything. But yeah.
Yeah, maybe Dr. Simon, if you want to say something or share any of your experience. Maybe
Just
how
I
was
want
it
to add
growing
to
up in?
Maryam that Maryam have never been to southern part of Pakistan. I have traveled from southern to northern.
I will go soon.
So I'm from southern part of Pakistan. I married in Islamabad. So
Are you here with your family?
yeah, I'm here with my family, with my 3 kids, my husband.
Because that was the
Actually,
first
for
question
kids.
Pakistanis
No,
asked me.
no,
Where is your family? Like, how did your husband let you go?
No. Those are not wrong impression of Pakistan. Our husband has also spoken to us. It's everywhere. It's not only in Pakistan. It's everywhere. You can find some people are supportive and some are not supportive.
Like a brother.
It's all over the world. It's not only in Pakistan.
Yeah, definitely.